What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to Trading Learning 101. What a day in the market today. It is Monday, April 22nd, 2 p.m. But right off the bat, I just want to say I already made the market recap today. And normally at the market open, I normally just always record the stocks that I'm watching. That way, over the weekend, I can go back and analyze the level 2 and the tape to see if I missed anything and just analyze it. And I always mute the microphone. And when I went to go do the daily recap, I forgot to unmute the microphone. And I had the whole video, it was a half-hour long. It was muted all the way through, and I just realized I messed it all up. So I'm redoing it again. I'm going to try to go through this as fast as possible. I'm going to try to make this one not 30 minutes long. But there was a lot of stuff that happened today in the market. So let's go over what happened. First off, the futures all gapped down this morning. And even the SPY. And if you've seen the pattern all last week for the SPY, what kept happening all last week? The SPY would always gap up and then have a morning sell-off and start to rally towards the second half of the day. Right here, gaps up, morning sell-off, second half of the day, rallies up. Gaps up, sells off, and then continue to sell off. Gaps up, huge sell-off, and sold off the rest of the day. Again, opens up, sells off, rallies up. So today we had our first really gap down. And it's all about putting patterns together in the market. And I really want to connect these two patterns right here. We get a gap down right here. And it does the opposite of what it did last week. And we get a nice morning rally up right here. And you can see how we had this sick looking sell-off right here. Well, if you compare it to HRE, if I can bring it up, what did HRE do right here? As soon as the market opened, just like the SPY, remember, 3 out of 4 stocks should follow the overall market, has a great morning spike right here, and then has a sick sell-off right there. So back to the SPY real quick. The market overall today is green. The only thing that's red on the day is the Dow Jones. You got the Qs right here. Great morning grind up, pulls back, and then just continues to grind. And then all through lunch hours, it's just been going sideways. The Dow Jones had a gap down, and it's just been pretty much choppy on the Dow. But RHE, this was the stock that had everybody's attention this morning, going from $1, gapping up to a high pre-market to $3, and this is right where it opened as well. So it entered into a purchase agreement, and it sold like 4 of its nursing facilities for $28.5 million. And if we look at HRE on FinViz, we got a float of 1.4 million, shares outstanding 1.7 million, and the short, where's the short at? Short the float is 16.4%. So look at this thing. Right when the market opens, from 3, it shoots all the way up to almost $4. Now, I'm the type of trader, I don't like to play the first 15, 20 minutes of the market open. So I watched this spike all the way up and then just sell off all right here. It did look like it was going to possibly bounce off the VWAP and maybe start to U-shape up. But from 230, we got a nice just little 30, 40 cent bounce right here off the VWAP. and then after that it continued to crash down. Then let me load up my little pen here so we can mark up what happened. So after this, it's all about patience. That's what you want to have, is patience. After it had a good spike up and it sold off right here, it continued to make lower lows and lower highs. And when the stock does that, it's trending down. You want to just let it do its thing. You don't want to chase after it and force plays. That's how you end up hurting yourself. And if you save these charts and just go over them over the weekend, you'll start to see a lot of these charts do the same thing. The same thing every day. We got a really good U shape right here. So this continued to trend down, going down and down and down and down and down. And then for a brief second, you see it start to go sideways right here and then start to slowly trend its way on up. And then from this 260 level, it just trended up all the way up to 360. A dollar move right there within an hour from this bottom right here. Very nice move on its way up. And then you also even had a nice little bounce here at 320, and then bounces right back up 40 cents to 350s. And then after that, it comes back down, breaks through this support right there. And when you see it breaks through that support, it surged down. And then when it claims support here at 270, and when it gets its bounce up, look at what's resistance now. Old support is now resistance. And then this thing just fizzled out and fell down. And that's what happened with RAG. I was looking for a little bit more hype into RAG going into today, but it just seemed like there was no follow through with RAG, especially with its low float with 1.5 million shares. But we've also had a few other stocks that popped up today. Right after RAG, we had ARCI. Very, very fast. Now, this may look like an ugly chart, but there's opportunity on this chart. This went off on everybody's scanners. This has a float of 5 million. It just did a reverse split. And if you were around last year's theme was low float, reverse splits. Stocks that did reverse splits and that had a low float, a lot of those stocks went on really, really good runs. And this is an example of last year's plays right here. We get a reverse split, a 1-for-5 reverse split this morning. Stock is at 360, shoots up all the way up to a high of almost $5, and then crashes down. And then it did look like it was trying to get some momentum. I was watching it as it started to make higher lows, working its way up to this $4 mark right here. You see how it's having an ascending wedge? If it could have gotten over $4, this thing could have popped off. But as it started to go up and up and up, and it got to $4 right here, just no volume came into it. No volume at all. And then people who all got in on this as it was trending up got out, and then it started to trend down. These stocks all tell a story. You just got to put it together. And then another real fast one, let me find it, is RBZ. Another ugly, ugly looking chart. But this is a recent big runner. And if you zoom out and look at the history of what this has done all last week, look at, you get a morning spike right there. You get a midday spike right there. You get a quick morning spike right there. You get a spike right here. This thing is, from the past 4 or 5 days, is showing that it loves to spike with just quick, fast momentum. And you could take advantage of that by spotting patterns like that. And sure enough, right when the market opened, here at 550. Very, very fast. A 3-minute spike from 550 all the way up to almost $6. Very, very fast. In and out. Everybody's different though as traders. That's why people say everybody sees the market differently. I like trading low float stocks. It's just easy money. But if you're wrong and you don't know what you're doing, you could blow your account up for sure. And then next we got MBRX with a nice just uptrend all day from $1.20 up to $2.65. And if you this has some news. Yeah, it came out with news with the key word in its press release, lung cancer. Let me bring this over. Going all the way back right here. Announces conference call to discuss significant discovery for lung cancer and FDA activity on Wednesday, April 24th. So they got a key word in their press release here, cancer. You're always going to want to look for keywords in press releases. Any large sum of money that they receive, FDA approvals, a big investor, contract winner, earnings winner. You want keywords that will bring volume into a stock. And this is just one of the keywords right here, cancer. And they have FDA announcements on the 24th, which is going to be Wednesday. So this is from this big spike right here, and if this keeps going, this is going to be one of those deals probably where you buy the rumor, sell the news. Whenever you see a stock puts out positive FDA approval and the stock just sells off all day, this is one of those instances. People hype it up and buy it up and raise the price, anticipating the announcement of its FDA approval. And then as soon as they announce the approval, good or bad, majority of the time, it's going to fall hard. And it's going to sell off all day. And you have all those beginner investors or beginner traders be like, it has great news. Why is it red on the day and selling off? Buy the rumor, sell the news. If you look back the previous 3 days, you could see it was in an uptrend. People were buying it, anticipating the news. Then when they finally release the news, they dump it. Just a really great, good uptrend on this all day. You could draw a trend line on it all the way. And that's pretty much what people did. They just put a trend line on it. Every time it came down to the trend line, people were dip buying it. And it really never broke the trend line. Next up, there's a few of them that popped off today. Today was a really, really good day in the market compared to last week. Next up, we have KEG. KEG is up because Goldman Sachs took a 7.5% stake in the company. And you can see, just like the other stock, a nice, just solid uptrend on it all day from $4.20 all the way up to $5.60. And then we got Ikon is the last one. I have no clue on why Ikon is up. It looks like just to be a good chart pattern on it. Let's check it out. Just following in sympathy probably with the other plays because it looks exactly the same as MBRX and KEG. Let's see. It's in the energy sector. What's the overall sector up today? Energy. Energy has the most volume, and It is up the most for today. So it's probably just a sector play. Oh, we also had ZYNE have a nice pop today as well. This is the daily chart on it. No news today. You could see down here it had support at $7.85 and $8. And it's popped up to a high today of $9.28. Look at that. Just a great morning grind on this all the way up. PHAS. I think that's just about it. Well, I didn't even realize there was so much going on this morning. I didn't even care to look for the new IPOs that launched on Thursday. Zoom and Pinterest. Pinterest, second green day in a row for this thing so far. Look at this thing. This was its first day right here, going from 23 from the low all the way up to a high of 25, and then today making a low of 23 and running up to 25.65. Just go through and analyze these charts, put the pieces together, see how this thing moved. You see on a lot of charts, stocks like to move in stages, up to support lines or down to support lines, up to resistance lines. And then a funny story real quick, ZM, Zoom, the new IPO. The first day it launched, it was a red day. Today it's a green day on it. And you can see that right here, going from $60 all the way up to a high of $68.50. An $8 range on this stock. But a quick funny story, always do the research on your stocks. We had the ticker symbol ZM, Zoom, launch on Thursday. People thought there's another ticker associated. It's not associated with Zoom, but it has the same name as Zoom, and they all thought it was the same company. It's ZOOM right here. And you could see this is the trading day right here. And this is Thursday, the day that it opened. It went from 240 all the way up to a high of 550. Just because this just goes to show you there's dumb money out there, and they'll just throw their money anywhere. They didn't do the research. This isn't the right company. They just thought it was the new IPO that was released. Zoom, buy me, buy me, buy me, and this is what happened. Look how ugly this is. How much volume did this have on Thursday? Let's see. See, and you could clearly tell on the daily here, this daily is just horrible on this stock. And look at this. It's just, wow. This is an ugly one. Look at that, though. The volatility on this thing. It was down here at 1 cent, 3 cent, 4 cent. And then it finally got to 20 cents up here, 22 cents. And then just slowly got it all the way up to almost $6. Volume on this thing of 80,000, 50,000. Thursday, its first IPO day, it had 152,000 in volume. And then today, 375,000 in volume. People are just shorting it, probably, right here. 240,000 in volume. I wouldn't be surprised too if you were to actually look into this, that there are a few people out there that pumped this penny stock promoters that probably pumped this stock in anticipation of Zoom's IPO release. You can see that right here on this ticker, Zoom Technologies. They're even releasing news on the IPO Zoom. Market chatter, Zoom prices IPO at $36 a share. And then on the 18th, penny stock Zoom surges after Unicorn Zoom's IPO. Just a nasty, nasty looking chart. This is the 65-minute. Straight up, straight down. But I just wanted to show that to you guys real quick because physical proof right here that there is dumb money out there. And if you learn this game, and there's easy money for the taking, always, because people just throw their money around. Other than that, we had the VIX. Real quick, the VIX actually popped up and gapped up. It did make a low there at 11, and then this gapped up to almost 13. And the VIX is the fear gauge. I always keep an eye on that just to see the volatility in the market. I hope you guys had a great weekend. We had an extra day off with Friday being Good Friday. Hopefully you guys got some studying in and was able to prepare for the trading day today. There was a lot of opportunity out there and a lot of just patience. Patience, patience, patience. That's all it takes is patience. Great example here on RHE, patience at its best. Let the morning people do what they gotta do. Throw their money at it. It's too unpredictable in the morning. Let the stock do what it's gotta do and set itself up. You know, and if you read these trading books and watch these trading videos, you hear multiple traders say a stock will hit you in the face if it's ready to be traded with two air horns and both hands blowing it in your face and kicking you in your shins. That's when you'll know a stock's tradable and setting up. And we just got a really, really great example on this. So what if it had a dollar move to the upside right here? Let this sell off. Yeah, I had a nice bounce here at the VWAP. That's a strategy right there in itself. Bouncing off the VWAP, you had a nice 40 cents bounce. That's one play right there. The next one, let this sell off. You see it's making lower lows and lower highs, and then it starts to slow down. And when it starts to slow down, it starts to go sideways for a real quick, brief second. And you can see that right there. And then from that, it starts to curve its way on up. And when it starts to curve its way on up, then it starts getting up momentum and going up to the upside. This was looking like it could have been a possible mid-candle breakout. Or not a mid-candle breakout, a cup and handle breakout. Where you got your big U shape right here. A proper U, what is it? Cup and handle breakout or a U-shaped breakout is the stock would come all the way up to the high and find resistance and then pull back and then shoot up. But this went up about 3/4 of the way, consolidated right here, and then we just lost momentum and it fell through. Went sideways, fell below VWAP. You can see right there VWAP was holding as resistance. It started to make lower highs, got tighter and tighter and tighter, an ascending wedge, and fell through it. And ascending wedge, descending wedge, wedges, U shapes, cup and handles, these are patterns you should know. These are basic patterns. And if you're a trader in the market, you see these patterns every single day. But if you miss this play today, so what? Tomorrow's a new day. You got to tell yourself that. Don't ever, I know when you first start out, you get FOMO like crazy. I still even get FOMO. I got a little bit of FOMO when this spiked up $1. But you got to take a second and just take a step back and realize, hey, I'm in this for the long run. This stock will give hints. Majority of the time, stocks will drop hints left and right if you're paying attention and analyzing it, not having your face in your phone or worrying about what someone else is saying, actually paying attention to the stock and how it's moving, the price action, the tape, the level 2, analyzing it like a scientist. The stock will drop hints left and right, and you'll get a feel for it. And that's just the honest truth. And you can get better and better with that. You just have to put your screen time in. You got to put that screen time in so you get that experience in. But that's going to be it for this, guys. We had a good day today. We have over 700 companies putting out earnings this week. So we'll see what happens. Majority of the time when earnings season comes around for small cap land, that's when we start to see volume start to dry up. And the best thing to do is to just sit on your hands, observe the market, see what's influencing the market. You want these large cap stocks to put blowout earnings out, really good earnings, to push the market, because we are approaching all-time highs in the market. We're at a crucial spot right now. If you just look at the SPY, we're pretty close to the all-time highs up here at around 293. So we're like 3.5 points away from either testing that or breaking through it, or we could get another pullback. But we did recently have the 50-day or the 50-day cross above the 200-day moving average. That's what traders call the golden cross. That's a very bullish indicator. If it crosses below the red line, they call it the death cross. Things are actually looking all right. So what we would want to see are these large cap companies, the market movers like Amazon, Facebook, Google, these banks put out positive earnings to push the market, because 3 out of 4 stocks follow the overall market. And you just got to learn all this stuff. You can be right there up where I am about pumping out all this information and just having it make sense. You just got to put that time in and just dedicate yourself to this, have a passion for this, and want to learn this game. And then once you learn it and start to learn multiple things, then all the dots start connecting. And you'll be like, oh yeah, that's what I learned 3 months ago when I read it in that book. Oh yeah, I remember that. That makes sense now. I remember reading about that. It just all starts to click. And that's when you hear people say it took them 3-4 years to learn how to trade, because there is a lot to learn. And I'm only 3 years into this. And I don't know everything, but I'm still trying to get there. I'm not perfect. I make mistakes, but I learn from my mistakes and I move on. I don't dwell on them. I look at them as, what do they call it? When you lose money on a trade, don't look at it as a loss. Look at it as you just paid for an investment to learn from. You learn from it and you move on. Don't remake that mistake again. But that's going to be it for this video, guys. Market recap from Money Monday, April 22nd, 2019. And in the description down below, I have a link to the Discord chat room that I got. It's absolutely free. I just post my ideas in there. I like sharing great information. Feel free to join it if you guys want to. Again, it's absolutely free. I just like making good content and sharing the market with other people and hoping to find other traders that are passionate about the stock market and as trading as I am. Join the community and let's have some fun. Let's shoot ideas off each other and learn and grow as a community. Make sure you guys hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Hit that little bell at the side there so you get notifications whenever I go live or put out new content. I'm always putting out new content. Hit that like button on the video for me, guys. Be careful who you learn from out there in the market and on YouTube. There's a lot of people out there that are just out there for the money and that don't care about proper education. And there's a lot of bad practices that are taught out there. And you gotta recognize that. That's very, very important. Just alright, I'm done, guys. I can get going sometimes. But alright, that's it for this one, guys. Till next time, have that patience, have that discipline, and study, study, study. Alright, everyone. Later.